Well, this is the all-new Toyota Hilux. It's a car which doesn't need any introduction because this is a car which is known across the globe for its durability, for its hardy nature, and of course for its off-roading prowess. You must have seen it in multiple movies as the main car when the forces are chasing some villains, or maybe when the United Nations, the UN, needs to go on some peacekeeping mission. This is the car they always choose. So you've already seen this, you already know about this car. Now this particular version is the 9th generation of the car. They've been selling it for more than 40 years across the globe, and this car looks very stylish from the outside. It will definitely be menacing in the rearview mirror of a lot of motorists, and they will definitely move out of the way once somebody flashes their high beam. In terms of the grille, you get a new grille design, you get sleeker headlamps, and of course the fog lamps at the bottom, and you get 17-inch tires on this particular version. You can of course choose to alter the tire size, also the wheel rim size if you want, but this is the way they sell it. And of course you get that huge flat load bay at the back, which really gives it a lot of personality and of course a lot of character. But how is this car to drive? What are the differences on the inside? And how is it to sit in? We'll answer all those questions for you today. Now, before we start this video, I have a small request to make. Please do subscribe to this channel, Car Bike 360. Also, check out our commercial vehicle channel, the CMV 360 channel, and do download our Flip It Money app, where we give you all the financial market news in short sentences and short paragraphs, only in 50 words. Now, let's jump inside and show you what's new on the interiors of the new Hilux. Well, so now I'm inside the cabin of the Toyota Hilux, and as you can see, it's a very high-set car. The seats are high-set. The car itself is very high-set. So you've got to use this grab handle over here to get in and out of this vehicle. A lot of Fortuner owners will already know that they have this grab handle over there. And just like the Fortuner is a very high-set car, this one is also really high-set up. So you can easily look at other vehicles. And maybe some puny hatchbacks will look really tiny to you from up above over here, because it feels like you're really sitting or driving on stilts rather. Now, in terms of your ambience, it is quite a good car. The plastic quality is quite solid all across. The materials used are quite good. Over here on the right side, you get the buttons for the cruise control. On the left, you get the buttons for the telephone, and of course for the other voice commands. This new touchscreen is generally good to use. Apple CarPlay and Auto you can use on this one, and it's quite easy to use, easy to operate, and generally just has a nice feel to itself. You also get a 360-degree bird's eye view camera, but it's not very high definition, so that's one thing that Toyota should have improved. You also get no climate control on this car, which is a bit of a surprise because this is going to be an expensive car on road, so they should have given you climate control on this car. Over here you get a plethora of buttons. One is of course for the different modes. You get 2H, 4H, and of course 4L, which is for low range. You also get different driving modes: sports, economy, or the normal mode. And of course you get the differential lock button here, hill descent control, as well as ESP on and off. You get USB Type-C charging ports over here, a place where you can keep your key or maybe some coins, and of course a big beverage holder right over here. Now over here you get nice and deep tray, which also has a plug, so you can plug in your, and of course you also get big bottle holders over here in the door pocket, so that's also something that you can easily use in this car. The overall cushioning and the padding on the door panel is decent. My favorite thing on this car though is over here on the corners. The AC vents for both the passenger and the driver has a place where you can keep a bottle or some kind of a beverage, maybe a Diet Coke, or even those big XL size cups for those coffees. So that's something you can put in there from McDonald's, or maybe from I don't know, barista or someplace. And you also get this one big box over here, and a glove box over here where you can keep your odds and ends. The seats themselves are good in terms of the comfort. Cushioning is quite good, and just in general, the overall ambience inside the car, the overall feel, the vibe is absolutely first rate. I'll give this car's interiors a strong score of 9 out of 10. Now let's jump in the back seat and see if that is any good, or is that short on space. Well, so now let's jump inside the back seat of this car and show you how to get in, because there's a bit of a step board outside, and you also have to grab this. It's a high set car, so if your height is maybe around 5'6" or 5'7", you really have to use this. If you're about 5'9", 5'10", maybe if you're around 6 feet, then you'll easily step inside without any issues. Now you get inside like this, and once you close the door, you get a sense of real solid build quality and a sense of indestructibility, because this car really is set up so high from the ground. Huge windows all across, huge windows, so you get a good amount of light inside the cabin. And of course you also get these hooks over here. Now the good thing is that Toyota is offering you this car with seat fabric, so it doesn't really heat up, because leatherette upholstery can heat up quite a bit. And this grey color also is very neutral, and it's very good for Indian summers, because in the summers you really do sweat a lot, and if you have kids in the car, they also tend to do this after eating chocolates and stuff. So it's a very good car in that sense. 2 USB Type-C charging ports here, one place where you can keep your wallet or cell phone, a little bit of place where you can keep maybe your cell phone while it's charging, and you also get an armrest over here which you can pull out and keep a couple of beverages. 3 head restraints, which is quite good. The backrest angle though is fixed, so you can't really move it too much. But remember, this car essentially is meant for utilitarian purposes and meant basically for taking in a lot of load in the load bay area. So it's not really a luxury car. It's not really a car which offers you any sense of luxury in that sense. It's really a car which is meant for the environment. When you go out, enjoy the outdoors. It's meant for that, enjoying the outdoors and enjoying the green lush hills maybe, or Leh Ladakh, or some place, or maybe some terrain like that, which gives you takes you away from the city and gives you a sense of solitude. So this is a car which is meant for that, and in that sense it is quite good. But space in the back is generally quite good, and you can easily sit here all day long without feeling stressed out. The back seat also deserves a strong score of 9 out of 10. Now I won't show you how big the load bay is. I'll jump into that and just show you the area because it is quite massive. And if you want to use this car as maybe a camper, you can get some accessories from outside and get it fixed. You can also hide away that place. You can easily lock it up with some kind of deck and make it a good place to keep a lot of luggage, and that's something which your mother-in-law will truly enjoy. Anyways, backseat also gets 9 out of 10. Let me just play some music and show you the load bay area, and then we'll take this car out for a drive because the real fun is in the driving department. Well, so now I'm sitting over here on the what do you call this? Well, it's the opening for the load bay area, and of course you can sit on it and enjoy that sunset and have a sip of your favorite beverage. Shouldn't be alcoholic, but yes, you can have a sip of coffee or maybe some chai in the evening when you've reached your final destination. And of course you can take out the stuff over here. Now there are some hooks provided by Toyota inbuilt so that whatever luggage you put in, you can tie it up and it doesn't slide around when you brake, and that's something quite good. It's a huge loading area, massive in terms of capacity, and it really is meant for farm usage because a lot of farm owners do tend to pick up their stuff and drop it in the luggage area over here. And of course you can use it as a personal vehicle also. All you need to do is simply cover it up, and you can use it for personal usage as well, for your transports to the airport and picking up your mother-in-law. Nothing better than a Toyota Hilux. The boot area of this car is a strong score of 11 out of 10. It is so massive. Now let's jump inside and take it out for a spin and tell you how it is to drive and what are the changes that Toyota has made on the overall drivetrain. Well, so here I'm now driving the Toyota Hilux. This car comes with a 2.8 diesel engine. It's a DD engine, and it makes about 204 bhp of power and 500 Nm of torque. So the figures are exactly the same like the last generation of the car, and the engine is also basically the same. But the big difference which is immediately noticeable is in the improvement in the ride quality. Yes, the ride quality on this car is much better. It feels much more comfortable. It feels much more cushiony, and for such a big and heavy SUV, I think that Toyota has done a great job with the overall ride composure. At faster speeds, let's say speeds in excess of 100 kph, the car feels a lot more planted than the version. And even the steering wheel, even though it's not electric power steering, still gives you a good feedback and gives you plenty of communication as well, despite it having a huge amount of weight on the front axles. So yes, it is a good car in that department. It's not really a car which will tire you out after a long day of driving. The overall girth of this car, it's a long car, but it doesn't feel very cumbersome to drive, surprisingly, because I think the visibility all across is excellent. The steering wheel feels quite nice and light, and of course you feel like you're the boss because you really are sitting up very high. So all you need to do is just flash your lights like this, and whoever sees your lights in his rearview mirror will immediately move out of the way. So you do get that feeling of being the king of the road, of being the tallest or the longest, or whatever you want to call it, person on the road, because it really is a very macho car. Now the diesel engine is very good in terms of the mid-range. There's a little bit of turbo lag in the initial part. There's a little bit of lag, but it's not too much. You can easily drive around it. The automatic gearbox works effortlessly. The ride quality, as I said, is quite good. The turning radius of the car though is quite big, so you have to sometimes just be a little careful when you're taking that U-turn in the city. But as I said, it's not cumbersome, doesn't feel very cumbersome at all, and you do feel like it's wrapped itself around you, so it does feel nice and easy to drive. It's not really like a compact SUV, but it does feel nice and light for the size and shape. So remember, everything is in perspective, and we're talking about things in that perspective. What else do I like? Well, the engine, as I said, is quite refined. It's only after 3,500 RPM that it tends to become a little loud in the cabin. So in terms of cabin isolation, Toyota has done a very good job again. And of course, you get different driving modes to choose from. You can choose the normal mode, you can choose the sport mode or the eco mode, and the actual performance of the car does differ slightly. You can feel that in the sport mode, the engine becomes a little more engaging to drive, it becomes a little more aggressive, the revs hold on a little longer, And of course, in the eco mode, things do taper out a bit, and that's basically meant for economy. But normal mode is really the mode where most people will drive this car, because that's something which people are comfortable with. They don't want outright sorry performance. They only want good fuel efficiency and decent drivability. And that department, the Hilux, does its job quite well. What else do I like? Well, in terms of the overall visibility, this car is quite good. You have a very flat bonnet line, so you can see the edges of the bonnet quite easily. The rear view mirrors are nice and large and chunky, and this mirror over here also is quite big, so you do get a good view all across. And you can see the edges of the car from these mirrors as well, because it's got a flat body line. All the body panels are completely flat, so all across you can see that this car has good visibility, and that's something which a lot of people appreciate who drive this car themselves. So overall, what I'm trying to say is that this diesel engine has got good power. The in-gear acceleration is quite good. The initial bit is a little laggy, but it's not too much. You can easily work around it. And of course, you get a very useful and helpful automatic gearbox, which means that you don't feel very hassled when you drive this car in the city. The controls are light, especially the steering wheel is also quite light, and visibility in general is quite good, which means that it does deserve a good score of 8.5 out of 10 in the driving department as well. Now let me stop this car for you, give you a summary report, and tell you whether it's worth spending about 32 lakh rupees on this car, or whether you should put that money somewhere else. Well, so when you're driving the Hilux, naturally, it's in its natural habitat, which is in green environment. It will obviously be a car which you use a lot for your lifestyle needs, for trekking, for camping, for taking it out with your family. And really, this is a car which is perfect for all those things. It's also a good car for driving in the city. If you drive within city limits, it's a good car because it doesn't feel very cumbersome to drive. And in general, if you really don't want to spend 50 lakh rupees on that Toyota Fortuner, 55 lakh rupees on the Toyota Fortuner, this is a very good alternative. All you need to do is just put a nice deck on the flat load bay to hide away and store all your luggage, and this car can be used generally as a proper and very macho SUV. I really like this car, and I'll give it a strong score of 95 out of 100. It really does serve its purpose very well for off-roading, for taking it out on long distance journeys, and for your family, and also as a lifestyle vehicle. I've enjoyed driving it today, and I'm sure you'll also enjoy it when you take it out for a test drive. 95 out of 100, definitely worth a look. Bye for now, and thanks for watching.